Do you hear? Do you hear? In the heights, on the plain, in the vale, on the main, in the sun, in the rain. Do you hear? Do you hear? Through the roar, through the rush, through the throng, through the crush, do you hear in the hush of your soul, of your soul? Hear the cry, fear won't still, hear the heart's call to will. Hear a sigh, startling trill in your soul, in your soul. From the place where you stand to the outermost strand, do you hear, oh my friend? Do you hear, do you hear? In the heights, on the plains, in all the ties, all the cares, they are yours, mine and theirs. Do you hear, do you hear? Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. That's your part. Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. Keep it going. Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. Oh yes I know, oh yes I know, oh yes I know, freedom is coming. Oh yes I know, oh yes I know, oh yes I know, freedom is coming. Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. Oh yes I know, oh yes I know, oh yes I know, freedom is coming. Oh yes I know, oh yes I know, oh yes I know, freedom is coming. Oh yes I know.
You sound beautiful this morning. You look beautiful. Welcome to Sunday morning at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta. I'm Reverend Taryn Strauss, Senior Minister, and it is a joy to welcome you into this holy hour we share together, where we are transforming lives through courageous action and soulful connection. So we will find our courage here this morning. Amen. And we will connect soulfully. Am I right? Yes. If this is your first time here this morning, we welcome you. We want you to know that we don't know all these hymns by heart. And also, this is a fully multi-generational worship this morning, so we welcome all the kids to stay with us for the whole hour. And also, if you are joining us online this morning, you are welcome into this holy hour with us to celebrate our seventh principle and our commitment to honor the interdependent web of life, to honor the earth. And I want you to hear, too, that if you are queer, if you are transgender, if you are non-binary, if you are raising a trans child or a non-binary kid, you are more than welcome here at UUCA. You are cherished. You are precious. Amen. You are precious to us in this community. And maybe you are black or brown, maybe you are older or younger, maybe you are wondering if you can be safe, if you can be free in all spaces of our nation. And I want you to know that here at UUCA, you are welcomed and you are beloved. So welcome to this place. And for you out there who are struggling with some climate panic, amen? who are feeling crushed by literally the weight of the world upon your shoulders, we see you and we welcome you too to this place. Even in your anxiety, you can bring it here and lay that burden down. We may not fix all the world's problems today, but we are with you in the struggle. We are together in it. And I want to invite now for a moment Christian Harden, who's out there somewhere, right there? Here? Okay, right behind me, great. Who has a special announcement from our 8th Principal Task Force this morning. So welcome, Christian.
Okay.
Yep.
Good morning. In 2016, we adopted Aramet's resolution, and one of our ends from 2021 to 2026 is to advance the goals of our anti-racism, anti-oppression, and multicultural resolution. The fulfillment of this resolution and end must be intentional from every facet of our congregation. So where should we go to learn more? We of the 8th Principal Wellness Committee, we have a website. We also have a running book club, which is the last session is Thursday, May 4th, 2023 from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. The book's title is Mistakes and Miracles, Congregation on the Road to Multiculturalism. Finally, we have a table in the social hall. Please visit. We have candy and answers to your questions. We can't solve them all, but we do have some questions you can ask. Please join us to learn more about the 8th principle, what it may mean for this congregation. Thank you very much, and let's continue to enjoy the service. Ashe.
All right, at this time, I'd love to invite Ona Politza, who will light our chalice this morning. Let's join Ona in saying our chalice lighting words together. May the light of this flame illuminate our tradition of seeking, invite all who yearn for acceptance, and ignite our passion for justice and peace.
Okay, our story this morning is The Tree in the Ancient Forest by Carol Reed Jones. This is the ancient forest. This is the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. These are the roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. These are the tiny underground truffles that grow roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. These are the voles and the mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. This is the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and the mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots and draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. These are the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. This is a hollow in the tree home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. This is the woodpecker searching for ants that started the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw the food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. This is the saucy chattering squirrel that scolds the woodpecker searching for ants that started the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. This is the hungry, stealthy marten that stalks the saucy, chattering squirrel, that scolds the woodpecker, searching for ants, that started the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. These are the fir cones that fall from the branch, that startle the hungry, stealthy marten, that stalks the saucy, chattering squirrel, that scolds the woodpecker, searching for ants, that started the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. This is the 300-year-old tree that grows the fir cones that fall from a branch, that startle the hungry, stealthy marten, that stalks the saucy, chattering squirrel, that scolds the woodpecker, searching for ants, that started the hollow in the tree, home of the sleepy owlets that are fed by the owl that flies at night, that hunts the voles and mice that tunnel and eat the tiny underground truffles that grow on the roots that draw food from the soil to nourish the 300-year-old tree that grows in the ancient forest. So at this time, I would like to invite members of our climate action team to the chancel to lead us in this morning's movement prayer. So we're going to have them come up and join me here. And as they do, I'm going to invite you to rise in body or spirit, and please join us. First, we bow to honor the Spirit of life. We lift our arms and embrace the gifts of Spirit. We bring these gifts unto ourselves with gratitude and breathe and smile. we share these gifts with the world, we remember to be present, honor, embrace, gratitude, share, be present. Amen. Blessed be. And so as this is a multi-generational service, we are inviting our kindergarten through high school age children and youth to remain in the service today. And as a reminder, please feel free to utilize the fidget and craft items on our Wonder Wall. That is for all ages, which have currently been replenished. And we do have childcare available for our youngest children if they would like to recess at this time. And now please take a few minutes to greet your neighbor, especially someone you have not met.
When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free.
Birds singing in unison. Oh, I couldn't read it there. Okay. Birds singing in unison, a sound like the Kool-Aid Man breaking through a wall. Just like pounding rain during a storm, I smell fresh, fish-filled water.
The cold dark shade giving me goosebumps, wood damped with water. I hear birds chirping and water hitting rocks on the side of the creek. Smells like fierce pine. I see trees that grow like fingernails. The feeling of the rocky, unbalanced terrain makes me wobble when I step.
Rays of light shine through the pine trees, illuminating the area around me. I feel the water splashing. I put my hand out to feel the water, smelling like fish and grass. Reckless rushing water roars through the bright summer day, the breeze flowing through me, gold green leaves shining in my eye. The river sounds of fierce rushing like a hissing snake, glug, glug, glug. The river is angry.
My blood doth rise in the roots of yon oak, the sap doth run in my veins. Boundless my soul, like the open sky, where the stars forever have lain. Where the stars, where the stars, where the stars forever have lain. My hands hold the weavings of time without end, my sight as deep as the sea, beating my heart like the version of old, that of love's eternity, that of love, that of love, that of love's eternity. I feel the tides as they answer the moon, rushing on a far distant sand. Winging my song is the wind of my breast, and the love blows over the land.
Let us put hands upon hearts, feel the heartbeat, connection to life. Breathe in peace. Say to yourself, I will love myself. I will love others. And that love can heal this world. We send love and joy to longtime UUCA member Godfrey Oakley, who was recently awarded the Spina Bifida International Association's Lifetime Achievement Award. Godfrey, we hold you in pride. We are proud of you, your lifelong work, your perseverance that has brought healing to so many across the world. There is someone in your life today who could use some extra loving energy, some healing. Hold them in your heart. Maybe that person is you. You are invited to write their name into the live chat or speak their name out loud. Bring them into this holy community now. May all beings find connection. May all people find comfort. May all of us find more ways to be more loving. Spirit of life, love eternal, we rest in holy gratitude. We surrender to a mystery beyond ourselves, asking forgiveness for our mistakes, those times we have been selfish or thoughtless. Breathing in and breathing out, we offer grace. We forgive ourselves and we forgive each other. We begin again in love. And we honor our precious earth, that which supports and sustains life. We breathe in, opening our hearts to wonder, for just one moment, feeling a deep connection with all beings. Now, let us calm our bodies and our minds. We breathe in peace, and we exhale. We relax into this space that our intentions make sacred. We enter into the silence.
these days of the old into new. Our dreaming shows us the way. Wondrous our faith settles deep in the earth, rising green to bring a new day. Rising green, rising green, rising green to bring a new day.
Of Georgia Interfaith Power and Light, also known as GIPL. I've only been in Atlanta since 2016, so some of you in the congregation may know GIPL even better than I do. But for those of you who don't, I'd like to tell you a little bit about us. We are an interfaith nonprofit whose mission is to engage communities of faith in the stewardship of creation as a direct expression of our faithfulness and as a religious response to global climate change, resource depletion, environmental injustice, pollution, and other disruptions of creation. For 20 years, GIPL has worked to inspire and equip congregations to engage in faithful environmental action. GIPL engages congregations in three primary ways: establishing and supporting green teams, implementing practical climate solutions, and through advocacy and environmental injustice initiatives. UUCA needs no introduction to green teams. Your climate action team has been active identifying sustainability goals and initiatives to implement within faith communities. GIPL also offers energy efficiency, solar, water, and zero waste programs. These programs allow congregations to take practical steps to lower their individual and institutional climate footprints and facilitates grant money to implement these steps. Lastly, GIPL works at the local, state, and federal policy level to advocate for systemic change and justice for communities most affected by the climate crisis. We help equip faith communities to be advocates by offering advocacy training, letter writing campaigns, and opportunities to meet and talk with their legislators about environmental policies. GIPL awarded UUCA a Faith Climate Justice Voter Grant in the last election cycle, and I know that their work was excellent. Thank you for choosing to support GIPL on this Earth Day weekend. Your generosity allows GIPL to develop new programs for faith communities like yours, to hire more staff to support green teams, and to continue the work of environmental activism in Georgia. This morning's offering will now be offered and gratefully received.
Avo shalom aleinu, od Yavo shalom aleinu, od Yavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Yavo shalom aleinu, od Yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shanti aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Shanti shalom. Shanti aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Shanti shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
It's wonderful to be connected to an organization like Georgia Interfaith Power and Lights in the spirit of interconnection and mutuality, in a spirit of reciprocity. They give us money, we give them money, and they keep congregations connected to a dialogue between faith and climate, between creation, the gift of creation, and the care of that gift. And they keep faith communities connected around that issue of justice, of climate justice, of environmental stewardship. And it is a deep blessing and a gift to be a part of that community. So I have been aware, and people who are involved with Georgia Interfaith Power and Light are excited about Georgia Interfaith Power and Light. It is in a world of many organizations that function, in various degrees of difference and productivity. I feel GIPL is really successful, and just successful in building community around itself for these issues that are so deeply important to us as Unitarian Universalists who honor our principle, our seventh principle of honoring the interconnected web of existence. So we are grateful to be part of this mutual relationship and relationship of reciprocity, and many blessings upon this organization and upon this gift. May it go far and wide to bring healing and to bring inspiration to those who need it for the work ahead of us all. Blessings on this gift. Please join me in this morning's dedication of the offering. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action we call community, we dedicate our lives, and these are offerings. In the beginning was the sky world. She fell like maple seed, pirouetting on an autumn breeze. A column of light streamed from a hole in the sky world, marking her path where only darkness had been before. It took her a long time to fall. In fear, or maybe hope, she clutched a bundle tightly in her hand. Hurtling downward, she saw only dark water below. But in that emptiness, there were many eyes gazing up at the sudden shaft of light. They saw there a small object, a dust mote in the beam. As it grew closer, they could see that it was a woman, arms outstretched, long black hair billowing behind as she spiraled towards them. The geese nodded at one another and rose together from the water in a wave of goose crescendo. She felt the beat of their wings as they flew beneath her to break her fall. Far from the only home she had ever known, she caught her breath at the warm embrace of soft feathers as they gently carried her downward. And so it began. The geese could not hold the woman above the water for much longer, so they called a council to decide what to do. Resting on their wings, she saw them all gather: loons, otters, swans, beavers, fish of all kinds. A great turtle floated in their midst and offered his back for her to rest upon. Gratefully, she stepped from the goose wings and onto the dome of the turtle's shell. The others understood she needed land for her home. They discussed how they could provide that need. The deep divers among them had heard of mud at the deep bottom of the water, and so they agreed to go find some. Loon dove first, but the distance was too far, and after a long while he surfaced with nothing to show for his efforts. And one by one, the other animals offered to help: otter, beaver, sturgeon, but the depth, the darkness, and the pressures were too great for even the strongest of swimmers. They returned gasping for air with their heads ringing, and some did not return at all. Soon, only little Muskrat was left, the weakest diver of all. He volunteered to go while the others looked on doubtfully. His small legs flailed as he worked his way downward, and he was gone a very long time. They waited and waited for him to return, fearing the worst for their relative. And before long, a stream of bubbles rose up with the small, limp body of the muskrat. He had given his life to aid this helpless human. Then the others noticed that his paw was tightly clenched, and when they opened it, there was a small handful of mud. Turtle said, "Here, put it on my back, and I will hold it." Sky Woman bent and spread the mud with her hands across the shell of the turtle. Moved by the extraordinary gifts of the animals, she sang in thanksgiving, and then she began to dance, her feet caressing the earth. The land grew and grew as she danced her gratitude from the dab of mud on Turtle's back until the whole earth was made. Not by Sky Woman alone, but from the alchemy of all the animals' gifts coupled with her deep gratitude. Together they formed what we know today as Turtle Island, our home, the earth. And like any good guest, Sky Woman had not come empty-handed. The bundle was still clutched in her hand. When she toppled from the hole in Sky World, she had reached out to grab onto the tree of life that grew there. And in her grasp were branches, fruits, and seeds of all kinds of plants. And these she scattered on the new ground, and she carefully tended each one until the world turned from brown mud to lush green. Sunlight streamed through the hole from the Sky World, allowing the seeds to flourish. Wild grasses, flowers, trees, and medicines spread everywhere. And now that the animals too had plenty to eat, many of them came to live with her on Turtle Island. When we connect with our own cosmology, our stories of creation, we connect with creation itself. We consider our interdependent web of existence of which we are a part, merely a part. We remember what it means to be interdependent. This creation story from the oral tradition of the Great Lakes people and the Iroquois indigenous people, written down by Robin Wall Kimmerer in her seminal text, Braiding Sweetgrass, appeals to me because if we descend from that original Sky Woman, well, I believe, and Robin Wall Kimmerer believes in many ways, we are still falling and still seeking a soft landing upon the earth. To belong to the interdependent web of life is to feel accountable, to experience a sense of true cost and reconciliation with what we have reaped, with the gifts given to us. And I know at this moment, many of us exist in a state of eco-anxiety or climate panic, and it's understandable. And in our panic, we struggle. We struggle with small decisions. We struggle with huge decisions. We struggle to recycle correctly, to make ethical choices about the meat we consume or the fossil fuels we use to take our kids to school. But I want to say that in religious community, there is joy in the communal inspiration to live lightly on the earth. I mean, the thing is about living in America in 2023 is that if we see each other, if we just see our neighbors, those we admire and just those who are in front of us, if we see them consume more and more, always buying larger and larger houses and more land for ourselves, flying around the world without a second thought on the resources we might be using, well then we might find that kind of life enviable. We might find that kind of life attractive and inspired. Yeah, it's better to have more. It's better to take more and have more for myself. But if we see one another, turn our lawns into pollinator gardens, save up for electric vehicles, taking carpools to church. By the way, I find that like one of the most inspiring things that I have witnessed lately is when we know we are going to have a really busy day at church, people carpool. And it's wonderful. If we see each other eating and traveling with less impact, if we see each other invest in rainwater harvesting, solar panels, well, then we will find that kind of life enviable, attractive, inspired. So, one of our holy aspirations, grounded in our UU commitments and one of our core values, is to be better stewards of the earth, always. To always honor the interdependence that is at the truth of survival. To honor the kinship with all creation, viewing ourselves not as consumers, recipients, but as co-creators of an earth that can sustain and thrive for all. I mean, that is just central to what it is to be a Unitarian Universalist. But the decision to undertake this holy work, this sacred vow, really, is up to you. It's your decision. But how we do the work, how we do it, matters more than anything. I mean, will we try to control each other? Will we try to shame each other? Or will we take a page from that origin story and invite each other into the dance with creation, a dance that can draw someone in? It matters how we invite each other to join into the work of honoring interdependence. And in our story we heard earlier about the 300-year-old growth tree and the entire ecosystem that tree supports, you can see and you can hear how humanity might disrupt that process at every single juncture. But without human interference, the tree's ecosystem thrives and flourishes. See, I didn't want to hear a story about humans today. I just wanted to have the experience of nature thriving without that interference and find out what that does to us. And in our Iroquois creation story, Sky Woman falling to the earth, the first human to earth is really viewed as an immigrant, a guest of the animals, the creatures. In the beginning, before there was anything, there was relationship. There was relationship between human and between creatures. And there was a celestial dance in the mud. This dance could continue if we let it. Now, in wildlife conservation, how many of you have heard the concept of rewilding? Okay. Rewilding. I wonder if any of the kids have been learning about rewilding. So the concept of rewilding refers to restoring habitats and creating corridors between preserved lands to allow declining animal populations to rebound, to come on back. Rewilding is like that column of light, right, from Sky Woman falling, illuminating a path forward amidst the darkness of climate change. The great mystery, there is this mystery of what will happen next, but there are these columns of light, and rewilding is one. And we must ask ourselves if the thing that has kept us safe through the pandemic, staying inside, staying careful, staying cautious and protected, is this path of restraint going to help us thrive and show up to the dance of creation as we move into a new phase, in a different era? It is time to become re-enchanted with the world, acting from the inside out, to truly connect with both nature and ourselves, to think about rewilding out there and rewilding in here, rewilding our own lives and our own hearts. And I've been thinking about how to coexist with jaguars. Now, like so many things, the process of coexisting with jaguars is challenging, like in the sense that it is effortful, in the sense that it takes work, it requires work, but it is also very simple. Someone on the farmland near a jaguar must be always thinking about how to coexist with jaguars. That's it. I mean, there's more to the work of doing that, But someone who is raising livestock, who is a farmer, who is in the civilized world, they need to be thinking about how to coexist with jaguars. So if a livestock animal is sick or dying or dead, it must not languish. The night corrals must have special protection with electric fencing. I mean, this is all how to protect the livestock from jaguars. The livestock must remain in the fields with barriers to the forest because the jaguar's natural habitat is the forests. We must keep waterways separate. Livestock waterway, jaguar waterway over here. But if these things are all maintained consistently, then jaguars will not become a threat to livestock. They will not become a threat to humans either. They will stay in their territory. Now, these things are effortful, but they are also very possible if the farmer is dancing with the nearby jaguar. If the farmer only wishes to eradicate the jaguar, to preemptively protect their own property, well then that is where the effort will be placed. And we will never know the North American jaguar. I mean, did you forget about the North American jaguar? Your ancestors knew it. They knew the truth, that jaguars are native to the United States. Jaguars. I mean, I don't know if you knew this. And they may be returning, my friends. Since 2015, 3 jaguars have been witnessed and documented in the United States. It's not very many, it's just 3, but it may be enough. Because we forgot that jaguars were supposed to be here. And I wonder what else our wild hearts have forgotten. I mean, we need wild places in the world to exist without the human gaze at all, without any influence of humanity at all. And simultaneously, we need wild places in our hearts and in our lives without curfews, without the responsibility of our commitments hanging over us every minute of our lives. We need to remember to dance with our own wildness. The way humanity has encountered its wildness for millennia, dancing around campfires, daring to let loose a little bit. It was that moment when I walked into the Great Hall at the Mountain last weekend at 10:30, just as everybody was packing up their instruments, and I said, "Really? We're already done?" And then a few of us hardy wild souls decided to stay up a little bit later, a few hours later, and sing, just because this was the time we had. And we were groggy the next morning, but we had a great time. We let loose a little bit. We got wild, and our wildness is a sacred source of creativity, of innovation, of passion. And it reminds us that not every parcel of land has to have its clear purpose to us. And not every minute of your day must have a purpose. We need some places on the earth to be untamed. Rewilding is simply putting our effort towards the hope that wildness contains. So what would happen if you embraced wildness? If you allowed your lawn to become an overgrown pollinator meadow of high grasses and scattered seeds? See what happens. See what comes when you encounter a small piece of wildland. Perhaps it will seep into your psyche. Perhaps it will give you a jolt of something a little more free and easy. And I want to invite you to find something in your own life that you can let go of a little bit. Let go of a little bit of control, something you've been holding tightly, keeping tight control over it so as to make it more manageable. Perhaps it's a schedule. Perhaps it's an attempt to control others' behavior. But there is something in your life that is inviting you not to have dominion over it, but inviting you into a dance with it and see what is created. Imagine yourself spinning out just a little bit, releasing some of that tight control, loosening your grip, scattering the seed and letting go. See how that feels. Follow that freedom. If it feels liberating, then follow the thread further and see if there's something else in your life that needs more space, something in your heart that needs rewilding. the wild hair, the wild invitation. Hey, why don't you come to this thing? I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe say yes. Rewilding is our column of light in the darkness. It is just one of our sources of hope in an anxious world. I mean, we are still falling like the sky woman, and we don't know exactly what the future holds. We still don't know. And so, because we don't know, because we are still living into mystery, we have to ask ourselves this question that is grounded in faith and grounded in creation. Beloveds, what if it all turns out okay? I mean, what happens to your body when you really consider that question? When you face that question? It's a wild question to consider, especially when you know all the facts. But there are also all the mysteries, all that we don't yet know. What if it all turns out okay?
Please rise in body or in spirit. From the light of days, remember, burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to a life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
Rewilding is an act of healing. Look for a parcel of land or a species and contribute to its rewilding, not for human use, but to honor the sacred wildness that exists in all life. And look for a piece of your own life and your own heart that you can rewild. A place where you can loosen your grip, let go a little bit, and honor the wild within. Rewilding is an act of healing. Go in wild peace.
From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper